right, here we are. We're live. Okay. Hello, everybody. Listen to us live. We are dotSlashGaming. We are back from the dead 6 years after as we resurrect the great name from dotSlashGaming. I am one of the hosts, Kevin, coming with you with a lot of different hosts right now. We got a group of 5 of us, 4 others, including myself. I'm going to just introduce everybody a little bit and then bear with us because I'm sure there's going to be some audio issues because it has been a rough setup trying to get this all together. So I will start in the top left of the screen. We have Brandon.
Hello, I'm Brandon.
Nice to have you join us, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Introductions are always so awkward. Everyone's like, okay, yeah, cool. All right, thanks for saying your name. All right, next up on the bottom left, we've got Gabe.
Hello, I'm Gabe.
Hello, Gabe. Thank you for joining us as well. And we'll go up to the top right. We have Dan.
Hello, guys. I'm Dan.
Hello, Dan. And then our bottom right, we have our friend Kyle.
Hola, senores and senoritas.
So, how is everybody doing today?
Fantastic. Happy to
Glad
be getting the live podcast going out.
Ready
finally.
to get started.
Yeah. What everyone doesn't know is the last like 6 hours of my day have been just trying to work on this and get it set up. And then I accidentally deleted everything. And then I'm trying to get the audio to work and everybody's quiet. I'm trying to make them louder. So bear with us if anything sounds horrible. And if it does, post in the chat somewhere and just say, hey, this isn't working. And we will try to fix it live, which will just probably make it worse. But it'll be a good time to watch at least.
Sounds like
Seems to
the
be
audio
working
is
fine
good.
now.
It does?
So-
Seems good? Okay.
Seems good.
Our third-party source says that the audio is good.
All right. We'll trust the
Third-party
third
verified.
party source. All right, so yeah,
Third party.
got the blue check. Usually our show and the normal format, which we did a practice episode 0, and how it's usually going to work is we're going to kind of whoever's here is going to talk about their previous week in gaming or the previous time that they've been on the show, talk about what's going on in their lives gaming wise. What are you playing? What are you buying? What are you not playing, etc. And then we'll jump into news. So that's going to be kind of our main format that we're going to follow. Tonight, since it's episode 1 and you guys don't know us yet, and I've yet to put names on our stream, we're all strangers. So I figured it'd be a good idea to kind of talk to everybody about some background, some history, what kind of games does everybody like, and just kind of start fresh. So I will play the interviewer today, and I will be interviewing you guys about your history in gaming and a bunch of stuff. So no pressure. So who's pumped? Anybody?
Oh, I'm ready.
Ah,
I'm
Okay,
ready for an
there
interview.
we go. So I'm gonna kind of just openly ask people and say people's names so that way our viewers can kind of get a name to our face and understand what's going on. So we'll start off with probably the toughest question anyone ever asks you. It's like, what are your favorite games ever? And this is always a very important question because it really determines what kind of person you are and if we will like you or not right off the beginning. So
No judgment.
so
right?
let's start with. So hopefully you guys have thought of your top 3 at least, and I'm gonna kind of go around. Let's start at number 3, and then we'll work our way up to see everybody's favorite game. Okay. And it doesn't have to be exactly it. And next week you can change your order 3 weeks down the road. We'll let you. But so Dan, we'll start with you. So your
back.
top favorite 3 games. What would you say your third favorite game of all time is?
My third favorite game of all time.
Yes.
I'm gonna put Skyrim.
Okay, that's a fair pick.
Yep. Solid RPG. I love RPGs. I've probably played Skyrim on and off for the last 10 years with everybody else. I think with mods and everything else. So
For
Yeah.
sure.
How many times
that
have
definitely takes-
you purchased Skyrim? That's a real fan.
I have purchased Skyrim 4 times.
Wow.
On various consoles.
I have done the same. Actually,
Yep.
I have it on Xbox 360, PC. I bought it again on PC for VR.
It's
I bought it on Switch, and I swear I have another version of it. I just keep-
ridiculous that you have to do that.
I
Like,
know.
You got to buy it on 20 different consoles, and then you want mods, so you do the PC version.
Yep.
Right? You add 250 mods to everything, and I like the OG Skyrim too. So it doesn't have to be modded or anything. I don't really have to play it on the PS5. I still bought it.
Yeah.
Just because it's definitely in the top 3. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say my third
Okay.
is.
I would say I will to add to that is the best version I think is the Switch version because it is a lot of fun to play on the go.
Really?
Oh, being
Way-
able to play in the car. I mean,
It is way more fun than I thought that would be.
Does it
Probably-
run fast enough?
It runs good enough. It's probably just 30 frames. I don't think it's running at 60, but it's good enough. And there's some Zelda stuff. They have like Link. I think they have his outfit and the Master Sword. I think you can get. I think that's all what's there.
It's wild.
It's pretty fun.
That actually be worth it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's jump down. Kyle, what is your number 3 favorite game of all time?
I was gonna be a complete smart aleck and say the whole Halo franchise, but that's not really true. I'm just gonna go with Halo 3 as my third.
Halo 3.
Halo 3 for 3. That's a good
in,
pick.
in general, just Halo 3.
Okay, that's fair. Any particular reason you love the Halo game, or just it's a good game and you have to love it?
Well, Halo kind of brought me into the multiplayer aspect, but like Halo 3, I have a lot of hours in that. Especially doing the SWAT.
Yeah.
BR, and I got very heavily involved in Halo 3 to the point where like that's probably why I ruined a lot of 360s back in the day.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's go up to the top to Brandon. What is your number 3 favorite game?
Oh man, this can be super boring. So I almost wrote down Halo 2, but I said Halo 3.
Oh,
He
jeez.
It's-
He almost didn't copy at all.
But no, seriously, it's a great game. It's smooth. It's fun. Like it's just a really fun shooter. Even if you're not a fan of shooters, Halo 3 is really fun to play.
Okay, we'll take it. And then Gabe, what's your number 3 favorite game?
The number 3, apparently we've got a lot of like-minded individuals here.
Oh,
I was going
great.
to just go with the broad spectrum of Elder Scrolls because I
Oh,
don't
good.
know which of Morrowind, Oblivion, and or Skyrim I've put more hours into, but between all 3 of them, maybe Oblivion. I played Skyrim a lot. I purchased it 3 times.
Wow.
I still have it. I actually still have the original day 1 edition for the 360. Never got rid of it. Still have it.
Wow.
But probably Elder Scrolls just as a whole.
I'll give you brownie points for that because I thought you were gonna say Halo with your whole introduction there. So I'm glad you jumped on.
We've
the
got
Elder
half and
Scrolls
half
train.
right now.
Oblivion was a great game though.
Oblivion was fun. I did enjoy that.
Awesome game.
I think I put 800 hours just
Oh
into
my
a single
God.
character on Oblivion. That's one
800
character.
hours.
I played 4 different characters on that in my lifetime.
My God.
Oh, well, somebody likes that game.
That was a good one.
That was a good title in the series. So
That's a gateway game.
I'll agree.
You pick that up, you'll never put anything else down.
Okay. Well, that leads me to me then. I guess I should answer too, because I have a list I made right before the show, and it's been very difficult trying to like order them the right way. I really like, and this is, I guess I'll cheat because I'm hosting, so I'm gonna say whatever I want. But it's kind of like a tie between the early BioWare games. Like I love Jade Empire. I used to play that game a shit ton, and KOTOR was another game I really, really, really
Let's
liked.
go.
So,
Yeah, there
but
we go.
I also liked Mass Effect a lot, so it's also tough to like say which one's best. But I'm just gonna kind of like blanket statement like early BioWare games before EA bought them out, because after that point it went downhill, and then they made Anthem, and we all know what happened after that. So
I don't
wanna
want to
talk
we
about
can't
it.
talk about Anthem.
Don't
yeah.
want to talk about it.
Can't talk about that. That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
So of those 3 games that you just mentioned, if you had to pick up one right now, and it was the last one of the old BioWare, what would it be of those 3?
Probably KOTOR. I don't even like Star Wars very much at all, and that's how much I liked that game. Like I don't understand a lot of Star Wars lore, but that game really was. I played it when I was younger. I rented it and I didn't get it, and then I got a little older and played it again, and all of a sudden was like, why did I hate this game the first time? So
It was probably the playability of it. Like
maybe I don't know,
Running that D20 system was kind of weird for its time.
but yeah, it was a good game. So all right, let's go to number 2. So we'll start the opposite way around. So we'll start with you, Gabe.
Number 2. So
It's getting tricky.
I know.
once again, I don't know if I can narrow it down to one, because I've put so many hours into every single one of the games, but the Assassin's Creed series.
Okay.
I have been a diehard fan since the beginning. Since the first one came out, I own a hard copy of every single one released. I have bought every piece of DLC that ever came
Wow.
out, and I've put countless hours into every bit of it. And in fact, I just picked up Assassin's Creed 4 maybe back in November. I played it through again. Like, those games will never get old for me. But if I would have to pick my favorite out of all of them, I'd probably have to say Valhalla, the most recent one out.
Wow. I think that's a controversial pick because a lot of people would say that the games got worse. I know a lot of people liked the Egyptian one. That was a big thing.
They play the
Origin.
same way when
Yeah.
they released Origins, Odyssey, and
Yeah,
Valhalla. They
they're
all
all
run as
similar.
open world RPGs, and like all your weapons and items and outfits, everything's customizable.
They're
mounts.
big games.
The games got huge. I think that's why people didn't like them, because there's a lot of grinding to it. But when it comes to video games, I don't mind the grind. In fact, I enjoy a lot of it.
I don't want to cut you off just a second here, Kevin. We're hearing that me and Mr. Kyle are a little bit quiet.
A little
now,
quiet. Okay.
So see if we can turn this up. Bear with us,
will.
guys. I know
Yep.
it's the first episode.
Dan, I
gonna be
got
a
you
little
up
bit of
all
bugs.
the way.
So we appreciate the feedback from you guys, though, because once we get this down with the help of you guys watching, then we won't have to mess around with it anymore. So
Sure.
All right. I
but
turned
yeah,
you up all
sorry
the
to
way,
cut you
Dan.
off, Gabe.
No, you're
No,
not.
it's all good.
You just meant to be a jerk.
I think I was at the end
Yeah,
of my
I did it.
rant.
I did it on purpose.
The rant.
I was
The
like, you know what?
rant.
We've had enough about Assassin's Creed. We can't really talk about it. No, actually, I like the Assassin's Creed genre. I like the whole thing. I
Yeah.
loved it since Black Flag. Really, Black Flag really set the standard for me.
Good
That was a
choice.
turning point for the franchise, because that was the first one where like the whole map was open from the very beginning of the game. I mean, there was areas that were harder than others, but the open world playability of it was kind of the turning point for the series.
Fair. Okay. And we'll go up to Brandon. What is your second favorite game?
Okay, I think I might have something creative and unique that none of you guys put, but
Okay,
surprise me
go.
if not. Final Fantasy 12 is a masterpiece.
Oh,
I could go back to that and play it all day. If you put me on an island, I would bring
Wait,
that.
I'm trying to
'cause
remember
there's
which
no
one's
internet.
12. 12 is that's the
The one after 11.
11's the
Yeah,
online
and-
one,
and-
right? The
and-
first
and
online
right
one.
before
13.
13.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to. Okay, I have played 12. I played that on the Switch and I did like it, but that was only because I was able to make it go really fast. Speeding it up, it made it very enjoyable. I did like that game too.
It's a super fun game. They did
I
a
think
really
I played
good
about
job.
half of it.
Yeah, it's a pretty big game.
Fun
It can
fact:
take
I've
a
never
while.
played any Final Fantasy games ever.
Oh, that's
Okay,
rough.
we
buddy.
need to fix that for you.
That makes
Yeah.
two of
You
us
haven't played
then.
any? Both of you have never played any?
Oh no!
Wow.
I'm gonna kill
None.
you guys with my number one then.
Oh God.
I mean, I played Kingdom Hearts. Does that make up for it?
Not
Yeah, it does.
exactly.
Sort of. You got Final Fantasy
A
characters.
little
in
bit.
it.
Yeah.
You redeemed yourself.
Kind of, sort of. All right, fine. Kyle, what is your number 2 then?
My number 2 is gonna throw a lot of people off here because saying Halo.
Cookie clicker. Oh,
And what?
nothing.
It's Doki Doki Literature Club. No, I'm just kidding. Not that. Planet Coaster is my number 2 favorite. game of all
Really?
time.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
That
Wow,
is
that is
a
different.
interesting
Different.
pick. Planet
So now
Coaster.
we gotta hear why. We have to hear
Yeah.
why.
Well, for those who don't know, I'm also a really big amusement park / roller coaster enthusiast. And when it comes to that game, I'm not one of those ones that like makes death traps and all that. I try to make realistic rides and all that.
Who wouldn't
'cause,
make
you
death
know-
traps? So
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Back on Roller Coaster Tycoon days, yeah, I made death traps.
Classic.
But like, just how Frontier made that game so much better, because they took roller coaster, they took Atari's format and just made it so realistic looking. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. And if you guys like those kind of sim games, I definitely just play it. Just play it. All right, just do it.
just do
I've
it.
been known to put some hours into city builders, city skylines, Planet Zoo.
Planet
all
Zoo.
those
I was just gonna
things,
ask
so-
about that. What do you think of Planet Zoo? Because I have a lot of fun playing Planet Zoo also.
So I don't have Planet Zoo. My wife does.
You're like,
I think she does. I think I got it for her.
you should play it. It's
But-
pretty fun.
I want to get into it, but like, I like roller coasters better, man. I get to
Mm,
ride
That's
the roller
fair.
coasters. I get to ride what I created.
That's
And
fair.
and tag Cedar Point and be like, yo, how come you're not building this? You know?
He's
But,
got a point.
you know.
Fair. Sorry, everyone's seeing on screen as I turn everybody's volume up. I just cranked everybody up to
We're
200%. I'm trying everything I
trying.
can to make it louder.
I haven't had a recent update since you changed it, so if you guys in chat think we're too quiet, it could be on their end too. I don't know. Maybe I'm being lied to by the source. I don't know. No, they're very reliable sources. Got the check mark, gold check marks are all
We'll
around.
see. Oh well.
So
All right, Dan. What's your number 2? We'll go
see,
right to
my
you now.
number 2. I'm gonna stay pretty mainstream. And I'm gonna have to go with Elden Ring.
Oh,
Okay.
So it was game of the year. We all know it was game of the year. I think it was very well deserved. I haven't played a From Software game quite like that since Demon Souls came out. And I love Demon Souls. I like From Software titles. I know it's not for everybody. I know not everybody likes to throw their controller through a monitor. They have to buy a new one. But I thought that they nailed it. When I review games, there's not a whole lot of masterpiece 10s out there, but I would say that Elden Ring is
Pretty damn
one of
close
them.
to it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Even on launch, they had one of the most successful launches that I've seen in a video game in a long time.
I mean, I
We
don't
all
think you're
know
alone there.
in the last couple years,
A little
launches
rough.
of video games have not been kosher. So it
not
was
really.
refreshing to see the launch go so well, and then it was refreshing to see the type of game that they went with. So very impressed, and that will definitely hold number 2. And with all I said about it, you guys are like, "What the hell is his number 1?" Right?
I'm wondering. It's got to be an oddball pick like
It's
Planet
gotta be-
Coaster, I think.
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
classic.
No, but great game. If you guys haven't played Elden Ring, even if you don't like that kind of, the Dark Souls, style, I would still pick it up, even if you have to pick it up on sale and try it.
Yeah,
It's
I
on
agree.
my list. I'm waiting for a decent sale price.
Hang in there. It'll come eventually. Come down a little
Well,
bit, hasn't it, from the full price?
I like the hard copies. I don't like to do digital. I'm
Yeah,
nostalgic
come
like
down.
that.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's come down in price.
It's gonna be
I'm not
closer.
sure after games win Game of the Year, and now they got the Game of the Year edition and all sorts of stuff like that. So
Now that they're
we'll
fancy.
have to wait and see.
Did it have DLC?
I
It
think
had
they're
some free
adding
DLC. and
adding
there's
some DLC, isn't there?
coming out? Yes. So they
Okay.
had a free. It was a PvP oriented DLC. I did not really partake in. I wasn't huge in the PvP part of Elden Ring, so I'll be honest about that. I don't know a whole lot about it.
Okay.
But they did release a free update DLC esque for a PvP arena that was brought into Elden Ring. So
Okay, so my number 2 then.
and sound is better
It is better. Okay,
according to sources.
the
Hey,
sources.
universe.
Okay, we'll keep it then. My number 2 is Pokemon Blue/Red. I just have
Okay.
played that game more than like anything else ever, and every couple years I'm like, you know what, I could just put this back on and play through it for a little bit, and I know how to play that game so quickly. I just spend like a day and I'm through most of it. So it's
Do you have a
something.
factory sealed copy still?
No, I don't. I have
Those are going for only $20,000.
I have like 2 old cartridges that I can't save anymore. So I usually play. I have it on the Wii U is where I usually play it when I guess it's been a couple years now, but I have the Virtual Console version, which will probably be the last place I play it, I guess, since it never got moved off of there.
I
But yeah.
mean, what about? So I gotta ask though, would you consider yellow part of the red and blue?
Yeah,
saga?
I'd say so. I'd say they're about the same.
Okay.
Honestly, like it is. I almost said Pokemon Sapphire because I think I have more time in Sapphire than I do in the other games. The other games I played them more because I would just restart it over and over. Pokemon Sapphire was like that was the game that I was competitively battling my neighbors with link cables and stuff. Like that was where things were pretty intense. So, all right, let's move on to number 1s.
This is going to be no judgment, remember, guys?
Yeah, no judgment. All right, Kyle,
Your
let's start
number
with you
1
this
favorite
time.
game.
What's number 1?
Well, I don't think it's a shocker to a lot of people who know me. And if you don't know me, and I know a lot of people are going to be very upset with me when I say this, but Destiny as the whole franchise.
That's fair.
Destiny 1
So
and
Destiny
2.
2.
1 and 2, and all
Because
Okay.
DLC.
it's all one continuous story, so that you could count it as Destiny as a
Okay.
whole.
Okay, that's fair. I could see that. I know you like
And-
Destiny.
And you
Yeah.
know, I said Halo 3 was my, one of my favorite, Halos. But after that, that's when, Bungie left and then they started Destiny, and that's why like I kind of got into it more. And the story behind it, the gameplay, the soundtrack, like by far it's one of the best games I've ever played. I have over 1,500 hours on Destiny 2 alone.
Whoa.
And
Nice.
on Destiny 1, I was about 1,500 as well on Xbox 360, Xbox One.
So
Wow.
just a couple hours you have in the game.
Yeah, just
You don't
you know,
really know much about it.
Few.
you know, that- it's not I have all 3 characters on there or anything, or yeah, it's a kind of my livelihood for that game.
Jeez, oh Pete. Yeah, you're the Destiny guy now, so we'll go with that.
You're Destiny expert. We could put it in this title.
Right. That should be your title for our staff here. Gabe, what is your favorite game of all time currently?
My favorite. Once
It
again, I'm gonna
changes
hit you
for
with
me
the
all the time.
franchise because I can't
All
just
right,
pick
that's
one
fair. That's fair.
because
We'll allow
it's
it.
all one continuous story, and it's gonna be Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
I have been invested in that one since it first came out in 1997, and they did some digital remasters, which I bought a copy of on my PSP, and I currently have one on PS5 as well. I still own every copy of Final Fantasy VII I've ever purchased. I still have a black label PS1 Final Fantasy VII. I still have my PSP Crisis Core copy. And then as the movies came out, I bought a DVD of Advent Children, and then Advent Children Complete came out on Blu-ray. Bought that one. And then as the remakes are coming out, I'm doing hard copy purchases and digital purchases and leaving the hard copies in the plastic to see if they gain value over the time. But the main reason I like it is because I actually started with Kingdom Hearts, and I saw a lot of the characters from Final Fantasy VII in Kingdom Hearts. In fact, that one, Final Fantasy VII, has more characters from any other Final Fantasy in Kingdom Hearts.
Wow.
And yeah, the Sephiroth battles are ridiculous.
Well, the fun facts we got here today, guys.
No doubt. The story and character development is just extremely involved. Like, the more you pay attention to it, like every installment that comes out, there's just more character development and deeper story than the installment before it. And I guess the twists of it, there's quite a few twists if you haven't played it before. I mean, you'll play through the story, you'll get shocked many times without any spoiler alerts because it's kind of a current
So,
game right now.
who here has never played Final Fantasy VII? Raise your hand.
I suggest you all get on it. They're
I
remaking it
everybody
right
but
now.
it was just a game I never had a chance to play it. I own it on PlayStation 1. I got it years later. I think I've started it up a couple times. I have a Switch port of it. I have the remake of it. I haven't even played that yet.
You haven't touched it.
I don't
For
know why.
shame.
It's just been
For shame.
there's just too many other games that come out, and then I'm like, I gotta play this. I gotta play this. Like, it's weird because I always feel like I get to the games that everybody loves late. Like, I always pick it up late. Or no, I'm sorry. I buy it at launch and then I play it late. I don't know what's wrong with me, but
Well, it's a story heavy game, so
Right.
it's for people who are looking for an intense storyline. I mean, it's got a lot of cutscenes. It's got a lot of character interaction.
oh, there's tons of
So
lore and there's so much going on with that game.
So
That's-
much.
I think that's what scares
So
me from
much.
wanting to play it. But okay, good pick. Brandon, what about you?
Just check my Steam library. I do have it. Haven't played it. But my number one.
You're safe. Then you're safe.
We gotta fix this.
Yeah, I know.
My number one is World of Warcraft.
There
all
you
of it.
go.
Classic.
Yeah, there we go.
If I had to pick a specific expansion, it'd be Wrath of the Lich King. Not because of the content, but just because that's the era that was most fun for me to play in with my friends. And yeah, it's a great game. I'm not currently playing it, but it is my favorite game ever.
Okay, good pick. Who
Like
else
old
didn't go over
school
there?
servers or all the new stuff?
You know, actually, my first experience playing WoW was on like a pirated, like free server, free to play with like, I don't know, like experience cranked up to the max and
Oh, well, that
weird
makes
shit
it
like that. It
makes
was fun.
more fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, I think you're up next.
My number one, Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Really?
Number one game.
That's a unique
Number one.
pick.
That is a unique
Yeah.
pick.
Unique. I couldn't tell you how many hours I have. I've played it when it was released. I've played it as an emulation. I've played it as like one of those old school, PS Plus member downloads that you can do on the
Yeah.
PS5. I
You like Castlevania in general, or just that particular game?
just that particular one. I do like the Castlevania series. However, most people agree that Symphony of the Night is the best Castlevania. And I just think just everything about that game, the art, the soundtrack, the just the gameplay in general. Platformers aren't, extremely hard, but it was still challenging. It was just it ticked all the boxes.
Wow,
There hasn't been a game that really,
spoke to you.
yeah, like it just meant something.
Tell us how you feel,
and,
Dan.
yeah, I'm gonna cry.
Can we have some music for these touching
Yeah.
moments?
Yeah, I
Can
know. I
we-
need to.
when we upload the VOD, can we?
Yeah, we're gonna edit this. It's just gonna
Can we
be.
add a little bit of
Oh,
Titanic?
guys, we have a lot of work to do for make these podcasts. We need sound effects. I need things. We're getting up there. Hang in there.
We'll make
Episode
it.
1 is basic. We don't have anything but us right now. It's gonna get better. I promise. All right, good pick. Okay, so my number one. I think Kyle, you won already, didn't you? Destiny. Yeah, I remember.
He did.
It's coming back to me now. So I wanted to pick World of Warcraft 2, but I feel like that's just not fun because Brandon already picked it. But my other one that I kept thinking about that I wrote down next to World of Warcraft before I crossed it out was Fable. So I'm gonna pick that instead. And that was another game that I played just
Fable.
countless hours in that I
Wow.
just
One,
absolutely
2, or
loved.
3.
The
Probably
nostalgia
just
factor.
one. I never finished 3. I did like 2, but it wasn't as memorable as 1. For whatever reason, 1 was a game I just played tons and tons and tons of time in.
That was
So,
developed by Lionhead Studios, I believe. And
Yes.
Playground Games. Yeah.
Yes, the good old days of it before Microsoft
So that was
got
like,
'em.
I will agree. That was awesome. Awesome game.
It's just
I
such
played
a.
all 3 of them. Very good series.
It's just so. It was like open world
Story
before
is
open world
good.
was really totally in there. So yeah, I agree. Story was good.
Story is awesome.
So is anybody, before we move on to the next question, and the rest of them are a lot shorter than this one. I know this one was kind of a big meaty part of the whole stream we got. But any other things you want to shout out as games that you probably didn't want to add, but you're just like you need to say it? Because I have at least 2 more.
Like I said, I have 2 more.
Okay, go for it. Just spit them out.
I
Let's
will
just-
say, kind of taking one from your number 2 with the Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow, Gold and Silver as well. I spent a lot of hours on those ones.
Good pick.
When I first got it though, I had it in Japanese,
Oh,
and
so
I
now you
could
speak
not read it.
Japanese.
Oh,
You
no, I don't
learned
know
it
how
to
speak-
play.
Nope, I don't know how to speak that at all.
He is fluent.
And then-
Konnichiwa.
And then the second other game I didn't get to mention, and I know a lot of people are gonna probably look at me weird, but Overwatch.
Huh. That is weird. But-
Overwatch.
Overwatch 2, do you play that or just Overwatch 1?
I'd rather go back to Overwatch 1 because I hate this whole 5-on-5 crap.
Yeah.
Because I'm a tank main, I'm a diva main, so I don't want to be protecting my team. I want to be go by, not lurking, but man, I can't remember what I'm trying to say anymore. I would just like to screw around and not do tank duties on diva. I'll just put it that way.
That's fair.
I'm just trying to get team wipes. That's all I'm trying to do.
All right, one of mine that I want to throw out is totally obscure, but Pokemon Conquest. I don't know if anyone's even heard of this game.
That is obscure.
but
You're gonna have to
I-
explain
Never heard of
yourself,
this.
sir.
I'm
It's
looking this up
it's
now.
a tactic style Pokemon game, and let me tell you,
Like Gears of War tactics,
like
that?
Final Fantasy Tactics, like it's more like that. But oh
Really?
my god, is this game good? I remember I went up north one summer when the game came out, and I had to search and find it because it wasn't released everywhere. It was a hard to find game. Got it at some random ass Target, and I played it the entire trip, and I beat it, and then I played it again and beat it again. It is such a good game, It is so unknown and so bizarre of a game, and I've begged that they would make a sequel for it because it's so good.
You know, as I was looking at what Pokemon Conquest was, the Google search goes, "Why does people like Pokemon Conquest?" And well, I guess you kind of answered that for me. And then the second one right below is it even any good?
It's
So
super good. So you all should play that. That's my random one.
so yeah, screw Google search. You got all your answers from Kevin right here, guys.
It's that good.
There
I'm
you
telling
go.
you all.
He's the pro.
So good. Okay. Anybody else got any last minute ones they want to throw out before I move on?
My
Sniper
honorable
Elite.
mention
Okay. wait.
is go ahead with Sniper Elite.
Oh, it's just the big one. I've played a lot of that one.
I've never
There's
played
not a
a
lot
Sniper
to say
Elite
about
game.
it, but it's kill cams are the best for sniping shots. Give it a shot. Give it a try. It's
I think one of
totally
those
worth
is on
playing.
Game Pass, isn't it? Does anyone know this? I think the newest one.
I don't.
Maybe 4.
I think that might be what it was. I remember hearing about it and I was like, yeah, I don't know. I've missed the first couple and it doesn't feel like I want to get caught up this late. So,
It's not something that you play for a long time, but it's definitely worth a playthrough.
okay, cool. And then, Brandon, what was
I have
yours?
an honorable mention. League of Legends. It's not a good game. I don't like it. I don't have fun playing it, but I played so much of that game.
Oh God, how's your
Guys, this
blood
game
pressure, man?
sucks. Go play it.
See, I always
It's-
hated League. I hated
This
MOBAs.
game
I hated
sounds
everyone that
good.
played it. Everybody's mean when they play that game. It's so toxic and just.
Yeah,
It's
Yes,
top of the
like-
charts
absolutely.
still, right?
I hate when
it
people
makes
bitch
you a
about
bad
toxicity
person.
like that, but it really is so true in that game. I will say I loved Heroes of the Storm though, and I don't like MOBAs. That game really was like I have thousands of hours in that game too, which is even more wild. But okay, moving on. Thank you all for answering this question. I know it was stressful and tough. We got through that. Thank you for everyone that
So
watched.
stressful.
That this is probably where you all leave because you can't take it anymore.
You can't take it. They're
All
like,
right.
it's a Final Fantasy
Yeah.
show.
Destiny, Final Fantasy, and a Pokemon Conquest. What is that?
What
These
is that?
guys
All right. So this is a two-part one, and we'll just kind of ask you guys randomly again. But what is your favorite gaming console currently, and what is your favorite one of all time? So this one, you don't have to give too much explanation, so we can kind of get through the rest. But Dan, do you want to go first and give us what you think?
I'll go first. I'll make it super easy. PS5 is my current console, and the PS5 is my favorite ever. For obvious reasons, it's technically more advanced than.
You have no
you
like
know, the
love for the old stuff. You're just
PS1,
like, I want the best. That's all I
uh,
care about.
That's. I mean, I'm gonna be honest.
Wow. Okay.
It's just we'll just keep it simple.
Okay. There you go. Perfect.
it.
Brandon, what about you? Favorite current?
favorite
and favorite
is
of all time.
Xbox Series X.
Good
That's what
man.
I'm playing, having fun with it. And favorite of all time, a little bit of a sleeper pick, is the Dreamcast.
That's a good pick. A very
it didn't
good
last
pick.
long. I wish it did.
I agree. I loved my Dreamcast. I just hated the one thumbstick. That was the demise of that system because there were so many good games on there. I loved my Dreamcast. Might even put it as my favorite pick, but we'll see. Gabe, what about you?
Jesus, yeah.
It's kind of hard for me to pick because I have PS5 and Series X, and I play different games on both of them. But there are certain games that I like to play on certain consoles. Like one of the
can
big
agree with
ones
that.
was Assassin's Creed. I started with 360 with Assassin's Creed, and then as it moved up, I tried playing them on PlayStation, and the frame rate, for whatever reason, just never worked on the PlayStation, and it always worked better on Xbox. I can't really pick a favorite, but one of my all-time favorite consoles, I guess you could say, was the PSP Slim. When that one came out, I couldn't put it down. In fact, I didn't pick up any of my other consoles for a very long time when I first got that.
That is like my
Did you say
least
the-
favorite console.
did you
I
say the
hated the
PSP?
PSP so much.
I hated it.
PSP Slim.
I love Sony.
Me
I always
too.
pick Sony over Microsoft.
Maybe.
Sorry, Xbox users, but I have a gaming PC, so I didn't see a reason for an Xbox to be relevant.
I do PlayStation and Xbox. I can't really pick between the two. It depends on what I'm playing because, like, I will literally. I
God
have
bless you,
a
Gabe. I
HDMI
agree.
switch, and I switch between the two depending on
I
what
feel
I'm
the
playing.
same way. Some games just belong on a certain console. I don't know why.
That's how it is.
That's
can't
how
buy
it
an
is. If
Xbox
I'm getting
with
an
a
RPG, I have to
PC.
play it on my PS5 or whatever Sony consoles at the time. But if I'm playing like a shooter or something else, I'm playing on my Xbox. It just feels like
Right.
it belongs there.
Yep.
I
But,
can agree with that.
Yeah, PSP, I don't know. I had a PSP. I bought a ton of games. I barely touched that thing.
I think the PSP was a flop.
But now
Yeah.
well,
I
it's
had a
not.
couple of
It sold like
games for it,
crazy.
but
It
I
sold
played
well.
those ones specific, like nonstop.
I thought the Vita was
think-
good. I'll give that, but the PSP was rough.
I think I had one, and then I played one game on it. I was like, wow, I hate this, and I just used that as my music player for the longest time.
This is so actually
See,
fun.
it's versatile.
Here's the best. I will say here's the best part about PSP. When I started dating my girlfriend, it was right at the end of high school, and she didn't have texting yet. So I used to message her on the PlayStation Network on her brother's PSP for texting. That's how we would talk.
Jeez.
Oh
Versatility.
my god!
It was very versatile. I remember like I plugged a keyboard into my PS3 and I would type in there and she would respond on the PSP. So
That's
bad.
great. I didn't
So
know you
bad.
could do
That is bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Okay, Kyle, what
I
about
didn't know
you?
could do that.
My current favorite is more so because I've been playing a lot of Violet. Is the Switch,
There you go.
but
Okay.
overall of all time, and I'm surprised none of y'all said this, because we all know at the end of the day, PC is the master race, and I stand by that.
Oh,
Yeah, but
I'll
that's like a
give you that.
generic
What-
choice.
What a
Just-
cop out.
But yeah, I know.
No,
Just
it's
like
not
we
a cop-out. Listen.
What a cop
If I
He
really
Googled it
wanted
before he
to,
said that.
if
Yeah.
I really wanted to, and I won't because that's illegal, I could play every title besides Nintendo on this computer. If I really
True.
wanted to.
Hashtag emulators.
Hashtag algorithm.
When you mean PC though, you mean like MS DOS? Like what are we talking?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Current day, fine. All right, those are fair picks.
Windows
We'll give
10.
it to you. Okay. All right, so that leaves me, I think. Did I ask everybody else already? I don't remember. Oh yeah, Dan went
Yep.
fast, I remember. He's like, PS5, that's all you need. Life is fine.
PS5 is
Sony pony. So I would say
Not endorsed, by the way.
my current favorite is probably my Switch also. I play it probably more than anything, especially just the convenience of I can start playing it and then I'm like up, going to bed, grab it and go lay in bed and play with it for another hour. So favorite of all time, I was gonna say the Dreamcast, but I feel like that was already taken. So I'm gonna say the 360. I think that'll be my second best pick. Because there's just so many games for the 360 that just kept coming out that I needed to have. And it lasted such a long time. Like that generation for 360 was like bonkers long. And I mean, those games I feel like are still pretty pretty decent to play still. Like it's not like it's aged so much where it's like this is unplayable. Like some of the like PlayStation 1 games I've tried to go back to play. You're like, nah, the reason why they're old and we don't play them anymore. But okay.
True.
So what is everyone's favorite top gaming genre? I think after seeing our top favorite games, I could almost guess all of your guys' favorite genres, but
you won't guess mine. I
Is it
switched it up.
Coaster
so-
Sims
do a
too? Or...
prediction.
Yeah, Sims 4 actually.
Hey,
Knew it.
I gotta get with the times.
I played a lot of Sims in my life. I did a lot of home building.
Never
I
touched it.
never touched it.
Never
This is a
touched
house.
Sims.
This is a house I'm never gonna afford in my life.
I for like a hot minute, I thought I was gonna be an architect. Like I remember I would just sit and design houses and like layouts. And I used to like design my friend's family's house. Like I would do my neighborhood. And I remember going through their house one time, like I had a notebook, I'm drawing the rooms out. My buddy's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna make your house in The Sims." Like that's okay. This is what I do.
I'm gonna break in.
I
Later.
gotta break in later to
Yeah.
check your layout so I can try to make it nice. But I couldn't do a basement, so it always made me mad. But okay. Anyways, Daniel, let's start with you. What's your favorite gaming
see.
genre?
Since I talked about The Sims, I gotta. It's a close tie. Okay, so we gotta do two. I'm gonna close tie between survival and RTS. That's my two
Survival.
favorite genres.
Ugh.
I know
okay.
it's a sin sometimes to say survival.
Yeah,
Tried a couple different survivals. It's rough. Rough life.
those
It-
survival
I
people
just-
are hardcore.
I enjoy
Stressful.
'em. I'm still waiting for the survival game to come out, which is a unicorn, I guess. But I still enjoy. I really enjoy that genre. And I enjoy the RTS genre as well. Modern RTS, old school RTS, doesn't matter. Command and Conquer, StarCraft, all the way up to the modern RTS games like War Game and Warno, things like that. So
Age of
that would be my-
Mythology. That's the best one.
that would be
That's
my two
what I
favorite
played.
genres right there.
Okay, good choices. Let's go to the bottom left. Gabe, what about you?
I'm gonna have to go with the classic RPGs. I like being able to
Classic.
build from the ground up and play different every time. I like the grinding that comes with the
I love
RPGs. I like being
grinding.
able to pick your favorite armor, weapons, whatever, and then grind to build them. And the customizability of the RPG world is
Yeah,
just
how many
pretty much
hours did
endless
you
with
have
the
in
opportunities.
Oblivion?
Yeah, 800.
I told you
800?
800 hours
How
just
many-
on one of 4 characters.
But how many hours of that was just on the character screen?
Yeah,
I don't know.
just
Oblivion's
character
wasn't too
building.
broad, but once we
Yeah.
got to Skyrim, it was like, okay, we're gonna be here for a while.
Oh my gosh, that's wild. Okay, Kyle, let's go back down to you on that side.
Well, since you said earlier that you could probably guess, I want you to guess mine.
I want to say FPS, but it might be RPG because Destiny's a little bit of both.
So here's the thing: is like, yes, I love Destiny; it's my favorite game of all time. But I like battle royales more.
Really, I was gonna go with
Battle Royales, like
gotcha games.
Apex and
Apex, mainly Apex.
okay.
Not as of recently, but
Yeah, they've had a few updates that I didn't care for.
yeah, I don't really care for the new format for Apex. But like, Destiny PvP that is really sweaty compared to Apex, in my opinion. Like Apex can get sweaty, but Destiny PvP is really sweaty.
Do you
And I'm
play?
calling out all the hunters, so y'all sweaty.
Do you play Fortnite?
I did used to play Fork Knife a lot.
Okay.
Yes, I named it that for that
Fortnite
reason.
is fine.
The
Can't hate on
Fork Knife.
Fortnite.
Oh my
Fortnite,
god.
when they took out building, that's when I got really into it.
I will say when they took building out, that was it got better, but
I've
like
heard that a
still,
lot about it.
You know what's even
I don't
worse?
wanna-
Sorry,
What?
go on. I was gonna say the.
wanna-
Oh no, and then I cut you off again. All right, go. This is great live,
I
isn't
was
it?
gonna, I was gonna say the only
This
reason
is
I
great.
only reason I don't like Fortnite is because I don't like hearing little 10-year-olds insulting me. So
Well, you
know.
can't play mini games these days without trying to avoid that because you can play anything and you're getting yelled at.
Anything.
I was gonna say,
really.
I know we're just all old now. It's just depressing.
why
What
I
I was
couldn't
gonna
play
say
with
about
no film.
Fortnite is Fortnite got bad for me when they added Battle Royale. I was one of the first people playing Fortnite. I did like the pre-release of when the PvE came out, like the original version of it. And I remember
we
telling,
just sing Kumbaya and
yeah,
sit on a
it was
fire.
fun. And I remember I was telling all my
Hold
friends in the group
hands.
chat, hey, you guys, this game Fortnite is good. It's going to be big. This is so fun. And everybody made fun of me. Like, no one's ever going to play that game, Kevin. Why would you spend like $30 or whatever to get into the early access of it? And they were kind of right because nobody plays the PvE part, but the game did blow up. So I was right. I knew it was a hit right away. Psychic. Okay. Did everybody go already? Oh, Brandon, I didn't pick you yet, did I?
Brandon, he's so quiet.
I know he's
No,
quiet over
I'm-
there.
He's
I'm last.
listening. He's judging. I
He's
can feel
judging
it.
all of
Judging.
us.
There's a lot of judgment.
He's taking
So
notes about
I
all of us.
almost, yeah, I got lots of notes here. I'm your therapist now. I almost wrote down
After the
MMO,
podcast, we'll talk about it.
Ooh, that's
and I
okay.
started thinking about why do I play MMOs, and I play most MMOs as an RPG. So realistically, my genre is role playing games.
Perfect. And I'll end it up, and I'm gonna go with RPG also. Same thing. I just love. I love it. I'm not good at games, so if I can grind and get better and make the game easier, I'm in it. Especially because I like to multitask and do like 15 things at once and overwhelm myself. Like I can take my Switch and play like, or my DS even. Like I played a couple of years ago, Dragon Quest 4, 5, 9. I played a bunch of them like back to back to back because I would literally just go sit on my back porch, like looking outside, enjoying the beautiful summer, playing on my DS, grilling, talking to people while I can just sit and grind. Like it's so easy to just run around, kill some stuff, get back in it, and then you go to the boss. You're like, oh wow, this is easy. Like this game's not that hard. It's one of the only reasons why I like Elden Ring because I hate Dark Souls games, but I can overlevel the bosses and it makes me feel good again. So yeah, RPG for me all the way.
Nice.
Okay, so we've talked about our past favorite games and everything. What is everyone's current favorite game? Like, what are we playing? like recently, within the last, let's say, 3 months or so? Like, what's like a good go-to game that we're all loving?
Everybody
starting
talk
with-
at once.
I guess it. I
Gotta
did
just
say I would.
pause.
I did say I would pick somebody, and I was hoping someone would jump in. But I'll just start off with Gabe. Let's have you go first this time.
Current favorite, me and the wife are going through the Crisis Core remake, of course,
Okay.
Okay.
which just came
Final
out
Fa- that was-
the middle of December. I
Yeah, that was
believe.
only a couple weeks ago. Really, it seemed like.
It's been a little over a month now. We just finding time to play it is a little bit difficult. And then right before Christmas, I played Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
Played that. I couldn't put it down until I finished it. I
Oh.
was trying to get all the trophies on it, and I got Horizon Forbidden West for Christmas. So I actually just installed that today. So that's going to be next on my something to play. And then I actually just picked up BioShock 1 again,
Really,
and I'm probably about halfway through that within the last couple of days.
that's a great game.
So I'm
I
kind of playing a
love
little
that game.
little bit of everything right now.
Okay, that's pretty good. Let's go to Brandon. What about you?
This one might surprise everybody. My current go-to is actually Destiny 2. Kind
Okay.
of struggling with it a little bit. It's hard to get back into a
Friend
shooter after a
Ben
while.
sounds like.
Yeah. Playing a hunter. It's fun. Having a good time.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
Kyle's favorite, I think.
Kyle just threw up his
Um,
mouth.
yeah.
He just- I think he had diarrhea.
But
Oh, man.
I'm a little lost right now. I don't really have a good favorite game. Like Destiny's filling some time for me, but I'm on the look.
What about Marvel Snap? You still playing that?
Oh, I use as a time sink. It's just something I do to kill time. I don't know. It's fun. I'd recommend people play it, but I don't know if it's even a good game. I can't tell.
Just easy to
He
jump into.
doesn't
Really.
know. He's got like 60 hours in it.
Yeah,
because he
I
picks
probably
it up
have.
every time he goes to the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. But
A
I
good
can't
bathroom
tell
game.
if I even like it.
It's a bathroom game.
You can definitely
We're
get through a
never
few
getting
matches in a
endorsed or
bathroom.
sponsored by any of that now.
You might be by
but fun.
Pampers or something, like wipes.
Yeah.
Or
Better than nothing.
what's the bear toilet paper people?
Charmin.
Yeah,
also
there you
used.
go.
Now we can't. Way to go. We can't get sponsored by them either.
All right, Daniel, what is your favorite current game before we talk about more bathroom
My
things?
favorite current game that I'm playing at the moment, waiting for other releases, is Stellaris. It's a 4X game. So basically, everything that I've said today is counterproductive. We got Skyrim, Castlevania, and Elden Ring. Top
You are kind of all over the place.
My genre is survival and RTS, and then we got a 4X game that I'm playing currently.
Those 4X games, I know. Okay, we have a lot of people that I know in our Discord love those type of games, and some of our fellow members, they talk about these games, but they are the boringest, slowest games you could ever play. Like, I don't get
You
it.
gotta set aside some time, especially if
just
you
don't
do
get it.
multiplayer. You really gotta have some dedication.
I remember, was it like a
Like,
year ago? You were excited for the new Warhammer Total War
yeah,
type
Warhammer
game,
3. Yep.
and I remember I was like, you know, maybe I'm wrong about these, and I tried to play 2. I couldn't do it. I was like, this is so boring. I don't
It's
know
like
what
it's-
it is.
He's a special person.
It
okay?
looks great. Every
Like,
preview, there's like
you
big orcs and all this stuff
imagine-
coming in, and
It
this
is cool.
big-
You got like thousands of units on the screen at one time.
but you don't actually do
know?
anything. You just like point, like go.
Yes, you do. You fight.
You're not
battle.
fighting. There's no
Yes, you
skill. It's just like
are.
it's like storytelling, but you just move them. I don't know.
Oh, that's blasphemous.
I don't like it. It's not for me. All right, Kyle, what are you playing?
And then he cuts me off. He
Just
goes to the
like-
next person.
Yeah, we
We're
gotta
done.
All right, we're done.
we're gonna
Next guy.
time box this and leave it at
We-
that. I get the final word. That's what's great about being the main host tonight.
Damn. Well, I mean, you know, I got my hands tied with 2 games at the moment,
Okay.
and one of them is Pokemon Violet
Mm-hmm.
because I'm trying to get that shinies. You know, because
Wait, that
who does-
Pokedex.
I already completed the Pokedex,
Oh.
so I can get my shiny charm to increase my chances of getting shinies, which goes from 3,000 now to 1,000.
We need to help you. You're losing it. It's too much. You need
I'm
to
just trying
go.
to get my.
No, go get Pokemon Arceus. Didn't you say you didn't play that yet?
I got it. and I'm
Okay,
gonna-
then
I'm
put
gonna start
down the
soon.
other. No, start now. You're
No.
you're gonna ruin Pokemon Scarlet for yourself. You're gonna
Listen.
overdo it, and then you'll never like it.
See, here's the
can
thing.
overdo
All
it.
right,
Oh,
I'm
dear.
just playing this as much as I can because once February 22nd happens. The other game that is currently getting my hands tied is Destiny,
Oh God.
which no surprise, shocker there.
Welcome back to
I'm gonna be-
Destiny Podcast. I'm your host, Kevin. Let's talk about how great hunters are, yeah?
Oh God.
Hunters, favorite class.
I would love to just do a bash hour of Destiny because there's so many things about the game I don't like.
Oh, me
I
too.
think I was a hunter the last time I
Totally.
played it. Not gonna lie.
Oh, there we
Don't
go.
you-
Pretty
Listen.
sure.
Listen,
Why is there not more
You know-
classes in that game? It drives me nuts. I hate the don't say there are subclasses because I
We
don't
all
care.
actually like each other. I don't know.
Actually, I don't
Here's the
know.
thing. we're gonna bash Destiny, but are we gonna talk about Anthem as well? Are we gonna talk about Outriders as well?
Yeah, those all suck. It's fine.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
we don't
Gonna say,
talk
those are
about
knockoffs.
we don't
Yeah,
talk about the A game.
we don't
do
talk
that.
about the A game.
I won't put Anthem in the same class as Destiny.
People were titling it as a Destiny killer.
Well, someone probably
And-
died playing it for sure, but
it killed my console. So
Well,
I
there's
guess-
But what
definitely some people
happened
that
to
have probably
Anthem?
not made it. Anthem just went away.
The
Exactly.
worst
Mike-
and
Where's-
best thing
and-
about it was that the whole game was in the demo.
it was
I'm-
terrible.
I played that demo and I remember I'm just like walking through the city, like that little it was like that bizarre thing. You're like, where is everybody? I thought this was some big ass world, and it was just me walking around like trying to figure out what to do. I hated it.
That's
I was like,
the kind of
it's just
game
a demo.
to-
Wait till
Yeah,
you
it's
get the
just a
whole game.
demo. Yeah, it'll get better.
See,
No
what's gonna
way.
be great though,
Bad.
with the new Destiny expansion that's coming out, they're gonna show CD Projekt how to do a whole cyberpunk theme.
Yeah, we'll
Because
see.
Cyberpunk screwed up on that one.
Well,
Mhm.
Cyberpunk did a lot wrong. If you guys are looking for a game with good Cyberpunk, go play The Ascent because that's a game I just finished. And the
Ascent was
Cyberpunk,
fun.
the Ascent, the aesthetic of Cyberpunk is bonkers. How good they did. I was like, why does this like smaller company do so good, but CD Projekt Red couldn't deliver even half of the atmosphere that they did in this game?
And
But,
they had 7 years to develop that game.
yeah, and a lot of more money. But
Yeah,
anyways,
the best launch of all time.
anyways,
That's a different episode for a
We-
different day.
we're gonna have a lot of episodes here. Bear with us. Okay, so my current favorite game I'm playing, I this is kind of weird, but like I said earlier in the show, I kind of buy games at launch and then I don't have time to play them because I'm still finishing other things because I'm very slow to play games. I finally got kind of deep into Breath of the Wild and I've been playing that a lot.
Breath of the Wild is considered, and now people are gonna hate me for saying this even, but I'm not saying I do, but it's considered the best game of all time.
I don't think that. I've always had a lot of
There's
complaints
people
about.
that do. There's a lot of people that do. So
I
can
played
see
it
why you're
very
playing
like
it.
when I got my Switch, I played it a little bit and I was very, very, very turned off by the breakable weapons. And I'm still very, very, very turned off by it. But I'm trying to just get past that. But man, is it frustrating. It's like, can't they just
keep
last like
going.
40% longer? Like a little bit more. Like just give
Just-
me
yeah.
like
just give me a
why do they break so
50%.
fast? I have a boomerang, I throw it 3 times, it's broken. It's like, well, that was dumb. Why did I fight this guy? I could have just run past him. Like, I don't know. Anyways, I've been playing that, and I just finished up Fire Emblem 3 Houses, like on Friday, I think. And then I kind of want to get into Engage, which just came out, but I have like a backlog of like a list that I want to get to that I don't think I'll be able to pick up anything new for a little while. But who knows? I'll probably do it because I'm impulsive like that, and I just keep buying things. So, okay, here's our last question before we move on to a little bit of news here. What's everyone's most anticipated game of 2023? And I will actually go first since I always forget that I have to answer until the very end. I think my most anticipated number one is probably Starfield. And I don't know if someone's going to take that, so I'm going to say it first. I'm also the most unsure of what actually is going to come out because we've all seen launches of previous games from Bethesda, and they're not always wonderful. And I don't really know what to expect with this game. I'm not a huge space person usually, even though I said KOTOR was one of my favorite games. I'm way more fantasy than I am sci-fi, so they're gonna have to win me over quite a bit here. But hopefully they got a new engine, they got a new set of stuff to do, new hardware they're dealing with. They can make this thing a little bit more impressive than some of the older games they have had, like Fallout 76. Oy.
Yeah. Do you think the layoffs are going to affect that or
I,
no?
I don't think so. I think that they got to be close to being done with this game. It was supposed to come out in November. I think they've just been polishing and updating in QA and all this stuff since then. I would
Yeah,
think
because they're not going to release Elder Scrolls 6
until
until
yeah.
Starfield is completely released.
So I don't know. There's not been
open.
too much talk about it. They're going to be releasing a release date pretty soon, and then we're actually going to talk about a little of the news. Is Bethesda and Microsoft have a presentation on the 24th, I think it is. It's coming up. I'll verify the date while the rest of you are talking. So, Kyle, why don't you go next? What's your most anticipated game for this year?
So I was gonna do a cop out with the whole Destiny 2 expansion, but you know what? We'll leave Destiny alone for a little bit. I'm actually
Thank
gonna say that.
God.
Yeah, let it
No, what?
die.
Just for no, I'm just kidding.
Let it die.
Legend of Zelda, the new one coming out, the Tears of the Kingdom. I know it got pushed back again.
Oh, there's going to be
If I'm
tears
not
if those
mistaken.
weapons break as easy. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I got through the game perfectly fine with the weapons breaking. You know,
It's so
Maybe
annoying.
just-
Like, why should we should have, like, Mr. Miyamoto, no, don't do that. It's not
I mean,
fun.
It's realistic. You can't throw your boomerang more than 3 times.
But I always accidentally like hit my sword against a rock or something, and then it breaks in a bunch of pieces. I'm like, I was saving that. Like, why?
well, don't swing by rocks then.
But then I'm trying to use a stick, and then my inventory is too small. So I just get frustrated. Sorry, guys. Okay, go on. Sorry.
I'm gonna say Legend of Zelda because I love Breath of the Wild. I will say that is one of my favorite games on the Switch. But yeah, so I'm kind of excited to see how this one turns out. You know, besides like I said, the Destiny DLC and the future Pokemon and Violet and Scarlet DLC as well. I'm excited for.
They're going to have a lot to beat. I just looked up, at least on IGN, they say that Breath of the Wild is the #1 game of all time. So
If IGN says it, it's
I know it's
true.
gotta be
Yep.
true.
That's gotta be
Must be
true.
true.
I saw
Yeah.
it on
IGN is the
Wikipedia.
truth.
Yeah, they speak the truth.
Oh,
Jeez. Okay. Wants to go next, Gabe?
You're gonna have to do me last. I have more than one.
Okay, fine. Brandon, what do you got?
I'm not confident that it'll actually come out in 2023, but Riot's MMO is something I've been looking forward to for a while since they
yeah,
announced.
I've been following
working on
that
it.
for a little bit now, and I think it has real good promise.
Yeah, I like team fight tactics. League of Legends was super fun. I really want to see them flesh out their lore and their world via an MMORPG.
Have you
You're the MMO guy.
have
so-
you played their RPG game, the turn-based game that came out a little while ago?
The card game Runeterra.
Nope. It's a turn-based like RPG game. It's I can't remember the name of it.
No,
They didn't advertise a lot. There's an older game that had come out, and it's based off of it's on that engine and that type of game.
I should probably open my Riot client and
What is it
do
called?
my research. I don't know what you're talking about.
Riot turn-based.
No, he's got to look it up.
I can't remember it.
Can't say anything wrong.
Jeff,
If
who
you're
was going to be
making
on
this
the
game
show,
up,
Ruined King, a League of Legends story. So it's not it's
Oh.
published by Riot Games, but it's developed by Airship Syndicate. But it's using League of Legends game like characters in the world, I guess. I haven't played it yet. It's a game that I've been wanting to play, but I never actually got to it.
I didn't realize that was like a fully fleshed out game. I thought it was like
No, it's
just
a
a
full
little
game.
story.
It's based off of another game by the same company that called Battle Chasers Night War, which I definitely recommend that game. That's a really fun turn-based game, but it's very similar. I played Battle Chasers all the way through. I really liked it, and then Ruined King, I bought it and I haven't touched it yet. But it already came out like 2 years ago. That's crazy. But yeah, it's Jeff played it, like one of the other staff members here, and he was supposed to be on the podcast. He would be gushing about it because he really enjoyed it.
Cool.
But you should check that out. It's definitely a RPG type. So Dan, did you say yours already?
I'm not playing video games in this year.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, Gabe, then let's go to you.
He just skipped right over.
All right. Well, since you passed it off to me, I'm gonna have to do something.
To do something.
He just goes, okay,
So I've got
yeah.
three.
it's over to you.
I've got three. These are the main ones. I don't care about anything else as of right now that's coming out this year. But the first one is going to be the next installment of the Final Fantasy VII remake, which is titled Rebirth. It's supposed to be out winter of this year, so they'll probably get it out in time for Christmas or something. However, the first installment I think was pushed twice before they released it. So I'm not holding my breath. But as of right now, they announced it to come out 2023, the end of this year. The next two that are actually going to be out a lot sooner than that is the new or the sequel to Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
I couldn't remember the
Jedi
name of this game either.
Jedi Survivor's the new one.
That's the new one. I could. So we just talked about this. My buddy and I were driving in the car. We were talking about the game you're referencing, and I still can't think of the name. It's with the redhead guy.
Fallen Order. I think that's the first one. Fallen Order.
Is that what it's called?
Fallen Order. I
I
believe.
don't know why I couldn't
I
remember.
literally have it sitting up on my shelf right now.
I think it is Fallen Order. That
think
sounds
that's it.
right.
But the next one's supposed to be out. I think February or March. It's coming out really soon.
Yeah, it is Fallen Order. Why could I not remember that?
The Survivor, the Jedi Survivor.
The new
one
one's
was
Jedi
free on-
Survivor.
It was free on PlayStation or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's free on
PS
PlayStation
Plus.
right now. So
I
if anybody
almost
wants to
downloaded
play
it.
the first
didn't-
one,
I didn't know if I.
Oh, you
wanted
should
to or not.
definitely play that. It's like a.
oh, you should for sure play
it's
it.
really
I'm a
good.
huge Star Wars fan.
Well, then yeah, get on that. Get out of here. Bye.
Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
I'll see you guys.
Bye.
The other one is obviously the new Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed Mirage, which they're getting back to the original roots, which takes place in Baghdad. The first
Okay.
Assassin's Creed game released was in the Middle East, so they're getting back to that, and I'm hoping that you actually get to meet the original assassin Altair, because the assassin that you're playing as is actually from Valhalla. The main character, Eivor, in Valhalla actually carried out jobs for the actual assassin, but you're going to play as his origin story.
Interesting. Yeah,
So those are my three.
I'm excited for that game too. I mean, it's funny because I won't play it, but I'm excited to see it. I will play it eventually because I'm on Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I started like 3 years ago, starting from the beginning, working my way up. And
Syndicate's like the second worst one.
It's not wonderful. It's really what is the worst one?
terrible.
Let me hear that.
Unity.
Okay, that's when I just finished,
Unity,
and I
for
did
sure.
not.
Unity was hot garbage.
I thought Unity was fun, but I don't know. I just didn't love
There
the
was
world
like a
so
mobile
much.
app you had to use, and
It was a lot of. It was a. Yeah, it was. Let's move on. Okay. Dan, any last words?
Dan, the game I'm looking forward to the most this year is going to be pretty much a tie between Sons of the Forest, which is a survival game, sequel to The Forest, and Broken Arrow, which is a modern RTS that's hopefully coming out by sometime this quarter.
Okay.
So we don't know yet, but I'm looking forward to those two this year.
All right. Sounds like everybody knows what reviews are doing with games coming out this year.
No doubt.
There you go. Yeah.
This is the way we all claimed our game. Good job.
Yeah, and if you guys didn't notice on the little overlay there, that dotSlashGaming.com, that's our website. Feel free to give it a little peek. We have 3 articles on there, Kevin.
Yeah, I think there's 3 right now, and then we'll have a new one hopefully tomorrow posted up. Or yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna
please
have new
visit the
content.
website, look at the 3, but we're gonna have new stuff coming every other day for the first couple weeks here, and hopefully we'll start ramping up content. But that's where we're going. Okay, well that was a great get to know you all. Thank you for answering all those questions. So like a normal show, then the first half would be talking about us and what we're playing, and then the second half is going to be mostly about news. So I got one news story, and usually I'd probably pull it up an article or something so everyone could see, but I don't have the stream set up that way yet, so I'm just going to read a little bit of it. One of the big things that happened in the last few days is Xbox, mostly Microsoft, I guess we should say the big name. Microsoft did roughly 10,000 people laid off. And a lot of them was through an email that they got that really did not go well with the staff. So the biggest concern, well, first off, is 10,000 people just lost their job unknowingly, which was pretty unfortunate. So that's
email,
obviously
too.
the big part of this. It sucks, but a lot of people are concerned about Microsoft's, because a lot of it was from different the smaller sections of Bethesda and ZeniMax and all the studios that they had purchased recently, and they did a lot of cuts through those. So, and within Xbox games proper of the main part of Xbox Game Studios and all that stuff. So I don't know the exact numbers. It's just me reading articles and hearing news and stuff about it. But people on the internet are worried about their games coming out because this is Microsoft's big year to kind of say, hey, Our Game Pass plan is hopefully paying off. Our big plan about buying all these different studios is supposed to pay off. And we're finally going to have games released. Last year, they had like nothing. Like it was just, hey, here's Game Pass. Here's some old stuff. Here's some third-party games we were able to purchase to get on Game Pass. But there wasn't a lot of first-party Microsoft stuff coming out. This year, we've got Redfall. We got Starfield. We've got, God, I just looked at a list and I can't remember the other ones that I saw. What's the other game that they announced that was supposed to be for this year? See, that's how little they have. I can't even think of more than 2.
Microsoft, they're having trouble. I'm telling
What was
you.
the game I just looked at? And I was like, oh yeah, that's coming out this year.
These layoffs aren't going to help them at all. I know
Well,
a lot of
that's
people
the
are worried that you
worry.
were saying is, 343 took a big hit, so they're
Yeah.
worried about Halo, right? So they
Which-
did make a statement today.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just saw that.
They did make a statement saying that they will continue to make Halo content and Halo games and continue the series. But I did hear they were going to outsource some of that stuff, and I don't know what that.
Oh,
I don't know what that particularly means.
Minecraft Legends. That's what I was thinking of.
That's it.
I was like,
Yeah.
I knew it was something that I saw. That one I'm actually excited for.
To
But-
me personally, when some company says they're going to outsource anything, that's bad.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
So I don't know what that means. I know it's not good. It's not good to, email 10,000 people and say that they're unemployed after Christmas.
yeah. I'm a little curious to see if a lot of it was like I saw on Reddit some people putting about redundancy of jobs because when they bought all these companies, they might have someone doing it already at Microsoft, and they're like, hey, we don't need these people doing the exact same thing that can cover multiple studios or something like that. So
Right. And they're not the only ones.
Yeah,
News
there's-
this week, Amazon just laid off 18,000 people. Riot Games laid off a bunch of people, and in fact, they had a issue with hacks.
yeah,
A couple days ago, I think they said. I think they made a statement saying that no player data or personal information, was obtained. Whether or not you believe that, I don't know. But there's a whole bunch of
I was
speculation
just gonna say, I
out
feel
there.
like these companies just lie because they're like, oh, we'll just say it and
Yeah, I
hope for
mean,
the best.
They don't want any retaliation. But speaking of retaliation, a lot of people are thinking that this might have been retaliatory towards the layoffs that happened. So
Interesting.
I don't know that for fact. That's just speculation.
Right.
But it seems pretty coincidental that these hacks happen right after these massive layoffs at all these tech companies, right? So
Yeah, gaming companies right now in the news just not been well. Ubisoft, they just canceled a bunch of their stuff. They didn't announce what was canceled, but people are speculating again. Like, is it, Beyond Good and Evil 2 has been a game that is missing in action all over the place. Skull and Bones just got delayed again.
really?
Yeah.
So I didn't even hear that. I thought it was on schedule this year.
Nope, that's been delayed, and I think it's just a TBD, so they don't even know when it's gonna be coming out. They had
Are
a
they? Oh, I just pulled up this. So they're auto refunding pre-orders.
oh, geez, that's not a good sign.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Then on top of that,
Wow.
the CEO, who I believe is the co-founder of Ubisoft, he kind of said some things that people didn't like about like the culture in the company and all the issues they've had about that, with a lot of crazy stuff going on there. But he kind of said, "Hey, we've done a bunch of stuff here. The ball is in your court." And those famous words came back to bite him in the ass because now everybody's coming back saying, "Well, this is not how it's supposed to be. You're not really doing enough," and people were mad. So then he came back and apologized, and that's been a whole different thing. So
So
Ubisoft is
are
not
they
doing
still
well
planning
either.
to strike? Because last I
I-
heard that the
I-
employees are planning to strike.
I want to say I read something that they were, but I don't know if that was me making this up or I read strike somewhere else.
I'm pretty sure.
Uh,
at
either
least one of
way-
the Ubisoft branches, right? So they have a bunch
Yeah,
of different
tons of 'em.
regional areas, right? So
Yeah,
Well-
the Montreal office is totally separate from the rest of the company, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Point being, though, is there's so many issues going on right now in the gaming industry. People are very angry and mad, and I think there's going to be a lot of change with some stuff over the next 3 years because, like, I think it was last year, the year before, like so many of these like free-to-play battle pass games all came out because everyone saw success of Fortnite and games like that, or battle passes and different games that were successful. They're like, let's just throw something and see if it sticks. Spent quite a bit of money on it, and like nothing. They had that dodgeball game that I don't know if that was EA or somebody. That was one I remember playing. There was like a roller one. There was like Ubisoft had like a shooter or something. Like there's so many games that are so unforgettable because they were so generic and bad that they spent tons of money on, and then they close within a couple weeks.
Yeah. Well,
So
this kind of stuff kind of trickles down, you know. So
yeah, I think
you gotta-
Ubisoft is the king of it all. They are just loving to micro transaction the hell out of everything. Like they want they I can't even think of the games because like I said, they were so bad I don't even remember the names of them.
yeah, they're
Was
just-
Activision under Ubisoft or was
No,
no,
Activision.
no, they're under
Oh.
Blizzard?
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
Activision and
I'm gonna
Blizzard.
say Activision. I think they are the kings of fucking microtransactions because of
algorithm.
My bad.
But at least they have decent games. That's like, I feel like
Well,
the
so-
stuff they have, like Ubisoft has just been like, I'm trying to look up the name of the stupid game that I keep talking about.
Yeah.
I swear it's the
Activision's
dodgeball
been
one, wasn't it? Wasn't
Terrible
it that?
at it.
Yeah, but
See,
their
like-
games all sell though, and their games are good. That's the
They
difference.
do.
Like,
well, you look at Call of Duty, right? That's the big one that everybody's familiar with, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So for microtransactions, as that goes, it's like, you know,
Hyperscape.
I
That's what I'm
can't-
thinking of.
Yeah, it's battle passes and stuff like that. I don't,
Hyperscape was the one that Ubisoft got rid of.
I've never even heard of that title.
I played it for a minute. It was okay, but it was not like there's just better versions of that type of game already.
What is it?
It's
It's
like
a battle royale.
yeah, I think it was I don't even remember if it was a battle royale or like Overwatch type, but it was some game like that.
Like a mutant hybrid cross of it,
Yeah.
probably that because they've never copied or cloned anything, right?
Yeah, there's just like so many bad things. These games, I don't
Like
know.
I said, a lot of it's I feel like they've put themselves in a position where some will say they've had it coming to them.
Yeah.
But the other issue with that is, like I was saying earlier, is that kind of attitude and that kind of stuff that these companies start doing trickles down to us as gamers, right?
Yeah.
So then it
Mm.
starts to affect us as gamers, where things are getting delayed.
Mhm.
You're looking forward to such and such title coming out, and now you can't play it. Now we have to go play, you know, Skyrim for the 200th time.
Yeah.
Say that like it's a bad thing.
But it is always good to get some fresh content. You know, I'm not saying that was a bad example, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I should have said we got to play like
Destiny again.
we got to play
Ugh.
Destiny again.
No, don't make me do it.
I
Don't
think we should
make me-
all do it. We should all do a raid together.
It's
Be
okay.
a grand old time. I'll
I'll
run
be the
everybody through it.
hunter.
I'll raid that right off my PC.
All right, I got one more
Oh,
news story.
haters.
Unless anybody else has something to jump in, this is a not huge breaking news, but it is something that I thought it was kind of sad. Marvel's Avengers is going to be ending, so they're going to stop
I saw that.
development.
Yeah.
Which it's I want to say I feel bad, but I'm also part of the problem because I don't play it, and I actually never even finished the campaign of the game. I played multiplayer a little bit, and I love the idea of it, and I love the actors and the production value, but the game just wasn't fun. That's really what it came down to. So it's like I appreciate that Crystal Dynamics put in tons and tons of effort to try to make it better and do stuff, but I think they held themselves back with microtransactions and gameplay that wasn't that wonderful. So that's finally going to be going down, and then I don't think they give an official date of when it's going to be done. I thought I saw we won't get any new feature content after March 31st when the game's final update 2.8 is released. Oh yeah, it is. We'll come to an end September 30th this year. So I don't know. Has anybody actually played the multiplayer for that other than me?
Nope.
Yeah.
I haven't even played the game at all.
The game itself is
Nope.
okay. Like the campaign is fun, and it's if you like Avengers even a little bit, it's worth playing because it is a pretty game and you can get it for super cheap. But outside of that
Which, from what I saw, you'll still be able to do all the single player stuff.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just the
that-
multiplayer
exactly.
servers that are going to be.
Like
yeah.
Marvel Avengers, the game you're referring to?
Yes. Yeah, Marvel's
I just saw that
Avengers.
as well that's free on at the PlayStation Store as well.
Oh, is it?
I almost downloaded it and looked it up, and all the reviews said it was terrible.
It's not terrible. Okay, it depends on if you're reading the multiplayer. I would say the multiplayer is not good, and that's kind of the big.
Okay.
That was like they wanted to make it a games as a service type of thing, and it just didn't really work out. But the single player is worth playing through. It's not too long. I'm a handful of hours into it, so maybe the game does suck eventually. But the people I've talked to said it wasn't too bad. If you like Avengers and that kind of stuff, it's fun.
As chat's like, oh, you just wait.
Yeah, Mr.
It
Niblick.
sucks.
Russ in the chat is saying it's very mediocre. So he's not wrong. It is very mediocre. But if you like Avengers, it is kind of fun. I'll play a bad game if it's like a franchise or a brand or something that I do enjoy. And this is one I'd probably just kind of get past it. I will say, on the opposite side of things, the new Marvel game, Midnight Suns, is a lot of fun. I'm playing that right now, which I probably should have mentioned in playing right now, but I forgot I'm playing it. So I'll say that that's pretty good.
Can't say everything you're playing.
Yeah,
I know.
what the heck?
My brain's all
Be
over
here
the
for-
place.
We'd be here for.
If you like
3
Marvel,
hours.
check out our sponsor, Marvel Snap.
It's a great game to play in the toilet. You can get through at least 3 matches. It's true. All right. I think that'll do it for today's episode 1. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you guys for all
Yeah, thank you guys.
participating. And thank you for putting through with all of our technical issues and the volume and stuff. And I promise you every week we'll get a little bit better. Check out our website at dotSlashGaming.com. More content's coming out. Take a look at it, read it, comment on it. If you hate it, say something bad, say something good if you like it, share it. We're just trying to grow here, and the more people we can get on this, we can hopefully... Everything we're starting to find out costs a lot of money, and right now we don't have any of that. So it's like every time I try to get a new tool or service to get the website going, it's like, oh, it's another $5 a month per person. It's like, So we're trying to just afford little basic things, get this website great and wonderful for everyone to read articles on. And if not, then we'll have to start doing a car wash or something to raise some money, right?
The
And the-
dotSlashGaming car wash.
In the middle of winter, yeah. I could shovel
Yeah.
driveways. That might be more appropriate.
I'm gonna say we can cut grass, but there's no grass to cut right now. So
Yeah, not even that.
There you go.
All right. Thank you all for joining, and we will see you next week, same time on Sunday night at
See you
7
later,
p.m.
guys.
Eastern. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
And this is
Later.
where I struggle to click the right button to move us to ending. And, oh, here it goes.
Oh, we're
And
still here.
bye.